pace in terms of how the IPO flip has started. Sunil Subramaniam joins us and let's take a conversation forward. Sunil, I'm using the word consciously when I say that looks like in the SME market, it is almost like a casino now. It does not feel like a stock market.
I agree with you fully, Nikunj. I think, and this is the reason for this is also related to the whole futures and options rampant, the demat account going up. I think post-COVID, we have had these youth who have come with a lot of time on their hands, with internet and technology at their hands, who are treating the stock market like a gambling den. There's no two ways about it. And we don't have much other options for gambling. You see the similar kind of success when it comes to Dream 11 and those kind of sports related things. So I agree with you fully that this entering into IPOs, and fin-influencers, despite all of SEBI's restrictions, are playing a big part because they are recovering this. And in a sense, it's like a get-rich-quick scheme. And so booking gains from these IPOs clearly shows their intent. They are not investors. They are speculators. So the words that you use, I think, perfectly fit the bill.
Let's understand the chain. Let's extend the chain. There is the regulator. The regulator will give approval as far as the process is clean. Regulator, Sunil, will never cross an IPO or it will never put a full stop to an IPO on valuations. That's the function of merchant banker. The regulator clearly is talking about disclosures. So somewhere do you think in this case, the merchant bankers and the brokers, they really need to be careful and they need to do the fiduciary duty of not selling bronze at the price of diamond, because those are the guys who are taking the company public?
In a way, partly I would agree with you. Because see, these merchant bankers are not saddled with the task of right selling or doing. Their job is to get the maximum price for the issuer, right? One. Second is, since stock market is like a commodity market, right? Who is to say what's the right price? Are average fees of 25 the right, average fees of 32 the right? The market is the best determinant. So I think that to put the blame on merchant bankers that they are trying to maximize the rewards for the existing shareholders, whether they are the promoters or they are the private equity people, I think it's part of the capital market. That's how capitalism works, right? Now, who is going to regulate this? Now, the point is very simple, right? I don't think even the SEC regulates this. Unless there's some price fixing, rigging, there's some false news put across which makes the share price goes up. Unless you can find clear evidence of fraud, right? I don't think this is one. Second, let me take a slightly larger perspective, Nikunj, is that I think this is all part of a healthy capital market. It's only when you have these speculative entities like these people come in that there is liquidity in the market. But if you regulate them and take them out, overall as a market, the liquidity is going to shrink. So there's a moral issue there that maybe youth who don't know anything about the markets are coming in. They are making money today. Tomorrow they'll burn their fingers. They're going to go away from the markets. That's one social moral issue. But from a healthy capital market, there's always need for speculators. Go back to the Badla days, right? There's always an element of speculation which is necessary for the markets to breathe. So it's a healthy capital market, my perspective. But yes, people who are unaware, who are being used by fin-influencers to invest in this without any basis, are looking to book gains. And you also saw the SEBI study say that when you book losses, they just fill it and you put it in their cupboard. They forget about it, right? They are very public about their profits, but they hide their losses away in the cupboard. But that's natural. I'm saying we are a developing capital market, and these things will happen. Should the regulators step in on the valuations? I don't think that's right, because there is no golden rule, right, on what should be the right valuation. The market is the best determinant. I mean,
I agree, sir. I agree. I agree. But let's address something what could be called as the need of the hour. Now, while we may say that market is like a bidding market, it will decide what the right price is, what the wrong price is, but we are dealing with a new generation of, I would say in this case, demat owners. I'm not using the word investors purposely because I don't call them investors. They are new gen demat owners. And Neeraj, nice to see you back. I'm coming right back to you after this question. So we have about 5 crore demat owners who have become demat owners after COVID. They don't know what is right, what is wrong. They've only seen the glory of a bull market, not the downside of a bear market. Do you think somewhere here SEBI needs to come in and put an extra vigilance? For example, in order to control the market risk, the regulator and exchanges can change the margins. So if we have to prick the bubble in the SME market, which is where it is, and we are calling out a bubble, Sunil, we have to call spade a spade, the regulator can tighten. The merchant bankers need to be careful. Rather than saying, okay, the risk lies with the investor, those are folks who don't understand all this, Sunil.
The danger, Nikunj, is that there is no orderly move from chaos into stability. Moments the regulator announces something like this, there'll be a collapse. And lots of people will face massive losses, and you're actually going to give them a big thappad and a big shock. So it's a very finely, I think, talking it down, like the SEBI did in the small cap case, right? Or the SEBI did in the futures and option case. You can talk down it, like Phil influencers. They tried a little bit of thing, talk it down. But putting any regulations, right, which gives the signal that SEBI says this is, what do you call it? Irrational exuberance, is that those kind of words could trigger a collapse. So I think we need a regulated move from this chaos, and it's not easy. I would suggest we start by first talking, advising, guiding before we introduce any harsh actions which could give a wrong signal to the market and lead to a domino effect. So I think that's the balance of view I think even SEBI must be carrying with them. And as far as data and analytics is concerned, SEBI has a fantastic AI team of high quality engineers who are churning these data. So if they're sensing that there is some wrong process involved, some kind of an insider trading involved, you saw that case of the Yamaha showroom dealer, right? Maybe is there something there that some information was leaked, something was there, some operators are playing, then they should take harsh action, right? So wherever there's a ghair kanuni thing, they say no, then you take step action. But I would step away from trying to regulate a free capital market through regulations, but talking is always welcome.
All right, Sunil. So nice to have you back. Thank you for joining us. Neeraj, let's get a comment from you also going on this SME